Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Based on minutes we've received from a meeting of the leadership of the ATA, SOS Alberta and others, a stated objective is to direct children from the private system into the public system. This is a direct attack on educational choice by groups like SOS Alberta, who openly admit to not representing parents. To the minister, who allegedly mandated a letter to be sent to all school boards with a quotation from SOS, how is this not an abuse of government resources? And will you commit today in this legislature that you will not slash private and charter school funding and allow parents to make educational choices based on their children's...
Minister of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And you know, this government, right from the beginning, ensured that we funded for enrollment for all forms of schooling across the province, $110 million, and been counting all the way for each of the years. And you know, the reason that I had to, in direct contrast to the Conservative opposition on the other side, who made cuts, made unreasonable and very unstable funding for, we have stabilized the situation, and parents appreciate the work that we have done.
No answer to either questions Albertans deserve to know. And given that recently a union coalition pushed for the elimination of funding for independent schools, and the union coalition controls tens of millions of dollars in dues, money that parents can never dream of matching. And given that in the last CBE trustee election, a former NDP candidate won with $20,000 of union money, much more than trustees would ever spend on their entire campaign, can the Premier ensure that the voice of parents will not be drowned out by big money from special interest groups in the funding of trustee elections?
Honourable Minister.
Well, once again, you know, it's pretty rich, Mr. Speaker, coming from the Conservative opposition that cut millions of dollars from education and continued to campaign on that in the last election. Well, you can see the result of doing that. People in the public of Alberta want to have the investment in public education. We want to make sure that we have the resources available for all forms of education. We did do so. They just cut. Thank you.
Just wait for that answer some other time. Now, given that parents deserve to know the changes that are being recommended for the instruction of our children, and given that the Education Minister has embarked upon curriculum redesign in a manner that is alarming to Albertans clear across the province in the spirit of openness and transparency, when will the minister release the names of the committee members, the details on the groups that have been presenting, the documents that have been presented to the working committees, and as a show of common courtesy and simple respect, why has this information not been readily accessible from the get-go?
Well, you know, Mr. Speaker, it's a matter of common courtesy to ensure that the hardworking volunteers, the hardworking teachers that have been working and on the curriculum, they deserve the respect that they have working through volunteers and so forth. I would like to protect them from personal attacks from these Conservative opposition. That's why I'm reluctant to release the names.